Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Bros, and today we're going to be talking about It Would Be Different If, written by Maggie Mitchell. Now, before I go into summary analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. So basically, what you get with this work by Maggie Mitchell is this girl by the name of Nikki, and Nikki's story pretty much goes like this. She was with this boy in high school, her boyfriend by the name of Jeff in high school, and they had a really great relationship. The relationship was going well. Their lives were okay. They're young. They're in high school. They're hanging out with friends, and they start growing up, and Nikki and Jeff, they kind of like, it seems as if they started to plan their lives together. They wanted to get married, have a dog, kind of like have a family in the future. And Nikki, she pretty much had this like life plan in her mind of what her life was going to be like, and basically what she was gonna do in her life. But that really doesn't happen because this girl by the name of Amber left the town, and Amber comes back, and Amber pretty much steals Jeff away from Nikki, and she pretty much she loses Jeff, and the entire short story kind of focuses on her losing Jeff. There's this whole situation about these two boats where we're hanging out together, and Amber makes it onto the boat with Jeff. Jeff was reaching out his hand. Nikki thought that the hand was for her, but it wasn't for her. It was for Amber, and Amber gets into the boat with Jeff, and Nikki had to get into the second boat by herself, and pretty much the relationship kind of felt like, it was over after that. So the short story focuses on her trying to think about her life, think about where she lost Jeff, and think about, how to. It's some parts of it is almost like she's trying to make Jeff feel bad about what he did and how he left her for Amber. And Nikki, she's doing all these things in this small town, making sure that Jeff sees her when they're at the post office at the same time, or when he's getting gas, or when she's moving around the town and they cross into each other. She's making sure that she's in his atmosphere, and also she's also kind of saying I'm in his atmosphere and he is in my atmosphere because it's a small town. We're gonna see each other, and she's always going to be the spectator watching Jeff and Amber, live their lives, have their family. And in her mind, she's always watching them and thinking about how she lost her life with Jeff, and how she wanted this perfect life with Jeff, and she just never got it. So Nikki's a barber or a hairstylist. That's her occupation. And she kind of gives us this example where she pretty much imagines Jeff coming into the barbershop, and getting a haircut from her. And she's gonna give him like this good haircut, and he's gonna be very happy, and kind of like the this imaginary, I don't know, well, I can't really say imaginary. The way that this short story is written is that the narrator is very unreliable. Nikki's very unreliable. Some of it feels present, some of it's in the past, some of it's present, some of it's imaginary, some of it is just her sharing her thoughts. Like, some of the information that she gives about Amber, about Jeff, about the people in the town, about the events that take place, a lot of them, sometimes she's drunk, sometimes she's not drunk, sometimes she's thinking, sometimes she's imagining. So the narrative is very unliable. It's like being stuck in somebody's head and you don't know what's true or not. So she does give us this explanation of Jeff coming into her barbershop, and her giving him a good haircut. He's not gonna pay because he doesn't have to, and kind of like she's like in her mind thinking, one day he's gonna come back to me and it's gonna be different. So she's obsessed with Jeff. She can't let go of the past because she, from a very young age, she painted this picture for herself to be married or to be with Jeff, and they were going to have this perfect life. She even calls herself like, she can't believe that she is one of the unmarriables, or like, like a leftover woman. And that's what she calls herself within the this short story. This is what Nikki calls herself, and this is what is quite sad, because the thing is, the her obsession with Jeff. I think her obsession with this perfect life, her obsession with having this perfect life, is probably one of the things that drove Jeff away. Because again, the way I can see Nikki from a deeper perspective, from an analysis standpoint here, is that um, Jeff is supposed to be this thing that completes her life. She has the occupation that she wanted. She wanted to be a barber or a hairdresser. That's what she wanted to do since high school. So she has a job. She has, some things that she likes about her life, but she's really fixated on Jeff, and what life would be with Jeff. It's almost like if she has Jeff, her life would be perfect, and that's what's kind of like really sad and really unfortunate, because having a significant other in your life is not supposed to define your life. It's supposed to add to your life. And the fact that she's so fixated on Jeff is one of the reasons why I think she's not happy within the short story. That's why I think Nikki's not happy. Um, and she could never move on from him, because if you have a relationship with someone, it doesn't work, like the guy picks somebody else, you're supposed to be able to pick yourself up, move on, create, though there's so much in this world, there's so much that you can do, so much that life is, it shouldn't be that, if you don't get this guy, if you're not with this guy, that your life is over, your life is unhappy. You should be able to be happy with yourself, to be complete with yourself, and then, adds a significant effort to your life. That person shouldn't be the purpose for living. But the way that Nikki is obsessed over Jeff, and their connection, or their former connection is very sad in many ways, because in some ways she's kind of like saying, if Jeff comes back to her, it's gonna be, so much better, so much different. She's gonna perform better, she's gonna do better, and that's not good, because that's almost like, you're selling yourself like a device, or a brand new computer or cell phone. She's almost saying, like, if Jeff comes back to me, I'm gonna, do all these things better. I could do the same thing with an iPhone or an Android. I could be like, well, if you get back to your old iPhone, um, well, if you go to this new appliance or this new tool, it's gonna perform better, do better, act better. It's almost like that's how Nikki is acting. It's like, if Jeff comes back, she's just gonna be the Nikki 2.0. When maybe Jeff wants an actual human being, not someone who's just trying to play the role of this perfect life. Cause Nikki, she's pretty much stuck in her own reality, in her own imagination about what the perfect life would be, and how it should be. And reality really does not coexist with what's in our head. A lot of times people try to make what's in their heads reality, but it doesn't usually work that way. Reality goes by its own rules. So very interesting short story. It says a lot about not letting go, and how that can mess with your mind, especially when it comes to your significant other. If you can't let go of a situation, if you can't let go of a relationship and find happiness, from yourself, by yourself, in your own identity, it can really eat at you, and it can really make your life miserable, because Nikki is literally living in this town with Jeff and his wife, because pretty much it's almost like it's pretty much Jeff is married to Amber and they have a kid. Again, Nikki's unreliable, so we can't really trust. We can trust some of what she says, but not all of it. But she's really fixated on this family. And if she could just forget about Jeff, stop noticing him so much, and just try to put that down, and focus on her life and herself, she could find somebody else that she could be happy with. It's just that I think the way she lost Jeff, the way their relationship ended, and the fact that it's a small town, she almost looks at Amber like, um, like the evil witch that took her life away, that took her husband away. Um, so really fascinating short story, and it says a lot. It says a lot about the modern day also, and how people can fixate on a significant other to the point, to the point where if they don't have that significant other, that their life is over, and it shouldn't be that way. There's so much richness in life, and what life is, and your significant other shouldn't define your life. That person should only add to it, not define it. So those are my thoughts in the summary of It Would Be Different If. Peace, guys. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.